Hi folks and welcome back to Real Kitchens. Today's project is a small galley kitchen in an apartment building. The reason I chose this project for today's video is because this kitchen has one particular issue. There's a chase in the wall. A lot of you may be saying, what's a chase? Well, that's one of the many details that I'll be covering in today's kitchen. So without any further ado, let's cut to the chase. Okay folks, let me first describe what a chase actually is. In most apartment buildings, you have risers coming up from the basement all the way up to the top floor. In these risers, you'll have electrical conduits, water supply lines, waste lines, what have you. And in most cases, they reside inside of a room. So in order to hide these pipes, they build a chase, they build a wall, they frame it out, and they put sheetrock over it. So that's our design challenge. How do we make this box disappear, this chase? So let me show you how I handled it. Okay, folks, the first thing you want to do with this chase is to measure it accurately. You want to know exactly what you're dealing with. And it's best even to put a level when you're measuring these walls to see if there's a belly, how crooked they are, how off. So this chase is 19 inches wide and 8 1/4 inches deep, and it goes all the way to the ceiling up to the next floor. So those are our numbers. That's what we're dealing with. So, right over here. So we're going to work our way out towards the chase. For speed purposes, I put a refrigerator panel and a couple of fillers here. The critical number is after that. We know we need a fridge. We know we need a filler here and a panel. Now, how do we address the rest of it? So the next cabinet is going to be a 18-inch cabinet. Sorry about that. Put this in there. Next cabinet after that is going to be a 27-inch wide cabinet. There's that. Now we're pretty close to this chase. That's as close as we want to get. You don't want to butt up against the chase. Don't be a hero. These chases are never straight, really crooked. Avoid them as much as possible. So now what do we have left? Let's see here. Let's take a measure. From the point to the line, it's 19 1/2 inches. From the face of the chase to the face of the base cabinet, not including the door, is 15 3/4 inches. That's what we're dealing with. Base cabinets are 24 inches. Actually, they're 25 at the end of the day because the box is 24 inches. The door is another 3/4 of an inch. It's 24 3/4. Then there's a bumper between the door and the frame so you don't hear it slamming. So let's call it 25 inches at the end of the day. So our pocket right now is 15 3/4 by 19 1/2. That's what we got to deal with. So the next cabinet I did was, it's an 18-inch cabinet, but the depth is 15 inches deep. Critical number. So we're going to put the cabinet in here and we're going to flush out the front. We're going to make sure these fronts line up. As you can see, there's a gap. It's not touching the chase and it's not touching the wall on the left here. Very critical. This is how you deal with this. Next, we're going to put a filler in to get you to the end of the run. We go in and out a little bit. Okay. Actually, this I can make a little bit smaller just for visuals. I'm going to make it 14 1/2. Remember, fillers are only 3/4 of an inch deep. They're just showing you like this so you can see the whole run. So there you have it. I filled up this gap and I avoided this chase. These chases there's always a belly. It's ugly plaster. It's never straight. And unless you're gutting it down to the studs, which I doubt that you're going to do the chase as well, it's going to be crooked. So there you have it. Here's your base solution to dodging an existing chase in a kitchen. Now, let's talk about the wall cabinets. Okay, folks, here we go with the wall section. Same principles. Stay away from the chase. What do? Okay, they want a cabinet here. They don't want to see the chase. So I'm going to order a cabinet. But I'm going to make the cabinet shallow. I'm going to make it 6 inches deep. Let me just put it here for now. Next cabinet here. It's 27. Right there. Next cabinet is an 18. Now, what do we have? We have this cabinet shallow, this cabinet standard depth, and so is this one. But they're not lining up. We want these two to line up nice and straight. We're away from the chase. We're safe here. So now let's pull this cabinet off the wall until it's flush with this cabinet. And the same thing with this one. Now you have all nice flush fronts right here. And to make sure that happens, I always put this detail here. It's called equal. I want these two to be equal. Okay? So the contractor knows these two cabinets have to be flush up front. And now you're saying to yourself, what about this gap in the back? How do we handle that? So what you do is you order a piece of skin. It's a thin piece of matching material. And you flush out the bottom of this wall cabinet. And that covers the void between the wall and the wall cabinet. So now everything disappears. You add a little filler here to get you to the wall. And that's how you solve your chase problem. You pull these cabinets off, you line these up, you still have full use of this wall, and if you look at it dead on, no one knows it's even there. Let's take a quick front shot here. Okay. So now what? Line up your heights. Line up your heights. You line up your heights. Same thing with the filler. So there you have it, folks. Straight across. You still get plenty of counter space. If you were to put a tall pantry here, you will lose that space. It's a really small kitchen. You need extra counter space. You still get some wall storage here. You can put your spices. Plenty of room for that. And all the fronts match up. And you even have some symmetry. 18-inch all the way to the right and 18-inch all the way to the left. You fill the middle with the difference. Same thing with the base. 18, 18. That's why I use the 18-inch wide cabinet and the 27 in the middle. Nice symmetry. It solves our problem. And you make the chase disappear as much as possible. So there you have it, folks. How to deal with a chase in the kitchen. Well, folks, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you're in need of a more personal approach on a kitchen project that you're working on, please feel free to visit our website. The link is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, and more importantly, have a great day.